Jeremy, coach says you bring an attitude to this offense. Could you describe that attitude, please?
I don't really know how to describe it. I think it's just something, that I do. This type of person I am. I've always said that, this is a grown man's sport. So, and that's how you got to approach it.
Jeremy, how have you seen? Do you see any difference in Andy here than you did in Philadelphia?
Yeah, he's a lot more laid back, and but he's still the same person. And I think that's what you can respect about him. But you can definitely see, he's kind of gotten a new life, so to say. So.
And then did you think toward the end of Philadelphia, everything was just kind of stacking up against him? What do you think
yeah, I don't like to talk, about things that happen personally, but yeah, there were some things that happened, and he, as a team, we weren't doing very well. So I can only imagine that can probably take a toll on you.
And nice for you to see sort of new life in him like this, though.
Absolutely, he deserves it. So.
You're 1-5 coming out of Minneapolis, and what, if anything, was different that next week in preparing for Pittsburgh?
I think we just kind of got back to the basics, man. We had a meeting and basically just said, hey, we're in this room for a reason, and we believe that we had the type of talent in that locker room to beat anybody, and I feel like we just had to get back to the basics, and that's running, tackling, catching, throwing, everything that goes into playing football.
Jeremy, can you talk about Houston, if it's possible? J.J. Watt seems to be playing better as the season has gone along. Can you talk about the challenges they present?
For starters, you always got to know where he is. He's a guy that can make some big plays for that defense. And they're a better football team than what we played at the beginning of the season, and we're a better football team. So we understand that this is playoff football. The intensity goes up a notch. Everything goes up a notch. So we'll be ready. We'll be ready for the challenge.
Jeremy, it sounded like after the game you weren't having any of that Chiefs haven't won a playoff game in 20 years talk. Why do you feel like it's important?
I'm a big believer the past is the past. So it has nothing to do with what we're doing today.
How about the evolution of the offense from game 1 to game 16? You guys hit the ground running in Houston that first half, but is the offense and Alex Smith, just how far has it come from beginning to end of the season?
I think we definitely got them better, and I think that's our mindset. That's our goal, is to get better each and every day. This is National Football League. They're going to make plays as well. They get paid just like we do. So we understand that, in order for us to, go in there and get our job done, we got to be clicking on all cylinders. So.
Jeremy, in the media, we love to think there's magical meetings. So it sounds like you had a meeting after you guys were 1-5. Was there anything really important that happened in that?
Well, for starters, we have meetings after every game. So, but no, it's one of those things that where hey, we're gonna do this thing. We got to do it now. And like I said, it ain't like we looked at the schedule and said we can do this and do that. We honestly believe we got the talent in the roster and the coaching staff to beat anybody in this league, and we believe that, and I think that goes to show for the type of run we went on.
But it really was the kind of stuff you say every week. It wasn't like something really changed from that particular set of circumstances.
Nope.
From that point, though, it seemed like the offense playlist shrunk a little bit. As you talk about going back to basics, that you guys kind of went down a little bit to get everybody stabilized. Is that what happened?
I wouldn't say that. I just think that, I think for starters we made plays, and I think for two, I think everybody just played better, and I think that's all around. That's offense, defense, special teams. Everybody individually, coaching staff, everybody just kind of came together and we started clicking. So it ain't necessarily that things shrunk. We go in there and our installation's still the same thing that we do, sometimes even more, sometimes less, depending on who we're playing. So, but I think people just play better.
Jeremy, you showed up with a resume, but it was a new group of guys. Was there a period of time where you thought you'd have to warm up to the room a little bit, or as soon as I get here, I'm going to show guys how I work, and I'm going to speak up, and I'm going to be kind of a vocal leader? What did you think when you walked in that your contribution would be beyond the stats?
I think for starters, anytime you come into a new place, being a free agent signing, you there's expectations, and there's, whether they're good or bad, I think there's, something that you have to go in there and prove, and I think that's kind of was my mindset. I wasn't going in there thinking I was entitled to anything. But the good thing about this team, man, is that we got a bunch of guys who love to play football, a bunch of guys who all have the same goal, all have the same mindset, and I think when you have that, I think everything else, comes easy. The wide receiver room, we had a lot of young guys, but all those guys are willing learners, and I think they've seen me, me play in this league before, so obviously, they're going to reach out and try to pick my brain a little bit, and I think that kind of made the transition a little smoother.
Do you like that though, to be kind of a teacher?
Yeah, absolutely. I can't play this game forever, so.
When you signed here, I know the individual accomplishments and stats aren't what you're about, but when you guys do go to the playoffs, just how much are you looking forward to going out there and playing on Saturday?
Well, I'm extremely excited, man. Extremely excited. Like I said earlier, this is what you play for. One of our goals, at the beginning of the season, was to be in the dance, and now we're here. And, now it's time to show off our dance moves.
When you go back and look at the play Sunday, they're describing you as with a bruised hip. Is it a bruised cheek more than a bruised
Oh, no, my butt's fine, man. My butt's fine.